Good morning, friends. This is Raina from Raina Rue Designs. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to put together a journal page. I'm using a journal by Art by Marlene. Art by Marlene. This is the perfect size journal. She does a few different sizes, and I'm just going to use one of these backgrounds that I previously made using some different ink techniques and gel plates. So that's the background that I previously created. The good thing about this journal is that it's a ring binder one, so you can take each individual page out, and then you don't need to worry about if you paint or spray things that it's going to impact on the other page next to it. So I'm going to set the journal aside and just work on this page. So I'm going to be using Art by Marlene's latest clear stamp called Smart Bookworm. I think it's absolutely adorable. You've got these little cute mice and this little inchworm. Oh, he's so cute. And then the various books, and it says there's no friend as loyal as a book. So I previously stamped these out and then I colored them in. I wasn't going to make you watch me color them in, but these are some of the characters that I've created with them. And then I colored in the books. And the book says Art Journal, Mixed Media Play, and Painting Techniques on them. So that's kind of perfect. This is the sentiment that comes with the stamp set. There's no friend as loyal as a book. So I'll be putting that sentiment on as well. You'll notice on this little mouse's glasses, I've added some fluid gloss. This one I got from Stamperia, and it's wet at the minute, so I'm going to be careful not to touch it, but when it dries, it just gives sort of a glass look to it, and I thought that would be nice in her glasses. And then I've also previously used a piece of plain rice paper to mop up all of my ink that's left over after I do ink techniques and watercolor techniques on my glass mat. Sometimes you get leftover paint, and I just use a plain piece of rice paper. So this started out white, and I just mop it up, and then by the time you're done it looks like this, which is tie-dye, and I thought it would blend in really well with this background, and I'm going to use that strip to ground my characters. So I'm going to use some gel medium to stick this down with. And this one is by Pretty Gets Gritty, Pretty Gets Gritty. There's lots of different makes on the market of gel medium, but I just really like this one. So I think I will use, this one's by Tim Holtz. It's a little brush just to brush things like glues and gel mediums on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the back of the actual piece of rice paper first. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm also going to glue the page. But I just want to kind of make sure I get near the edges as close as I can. Leave that there for a second, and then I'm going to glue the bottom here where I know I want the grounding to go. Just lifting it up off my glass mat a little so that I don't get a bunch of gel medium on my glass mat, because if I forget to clean it, I'm going to have a sticky glass mat. Okay. Then I'm going to pick this up as carefully as I can and stick that down. So you're sticking both parts of this, both surfaces. Now don't worry about things like that sticking up, because we still have to go over the top of this with our brush, because we're going to add more of this on there. And that's going to dry clear. I know it's coming off white at the moment, but see the fibers of the rice paper, what I'm going to do is swipe them up like that, so that when it dries, it's going to look a little bit like frayed on the edges, and that's going to give me the effect of like grass, I suppose. But who's ever seen multicolored grass like this? Wouldn't life be pretty if it was like that? Although green grass is nice too. Right. Right, I'm very happy with that. I love that. So that's just gonna stick. That's gonna dry clear, sorry. And then close that up before it dries. If you, sorry, top tip, if you ever are using like a palette knife or something and you're swiping the edge of the glue off like that, make sure you clean that inside before you put the lid on, or you will never get this lid back off. It'll just glue shut. So I'm going to pop this in some water temporarily. Set that down. Okay. So while that's drying, I think I'm going to edge this with some color, just to kind of create a border on there. So I'm using a blending brush. I can't remember which oh, here it is. I can't even read that. Time Ported Design. Sorry, I don't know. But I'm using the Ranger Distress Oxide in Shaded Lilacs. So I'm just going to very carefully just hit the edge of that. I just want a tiny bit of purple. So I'm starting from the glass mat and working my way in, otherwise I'll get a huge splotch. That way you can control it. I don't think I got enough there. I mean, it's pretty subtle, but it's going to stand out more on the page when you do that. Because I've got a colorful background that I'm putting it onto. I think my hands are dirty and I've splotched it, but I don't mind. One of the dangers of crafting. Yeah. Yeah, quite like that. I might go in a little bit further. Yeah, I like that better. I'm going to go in a little bit more. I really like this color. Shaded Lilac. That's cute. Let's do these corners a little bit more. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Then I'm going to take a black pen, and this one is a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Fine Liner, and this one is the S, which is quite a fine tip. If you look on there. And I'm just going to put a couple of wobbly lines along each side. It's weird. You think like, oh, it needs to be like this perfectly straight line. I need to use a ruler, but it's funny if you put two and they're both wobbly, it kind of just looks like you meant to do that. Like it's not meant to be straight, and it looks really effective as a border. So I like that. That's cute. So that's now going to be ready to use on there. And I did the purple because I was trying to bring out the purples on there. So I've kind of got a theme of color a little bit. So I'm going to have this little girl sitting there. And then I'm going to put the stack of books down on the ground. And then this teacher mouse, I think she's a teacher anyway, she's going to be standing on top of these books. Because she's looking up. So I want it to look like she's looking up at a taller figure. And that's why if I don't put those books there and she's just there, then who's she looking up to unless I put something in the sky? She might be looking at these like they're fireworks because these flower ghosting technique kind of looks like fireworks. But I just like the idea of a teacher standing on books because it seems something disrespectful that a teacher wouldn't normally do. that kind of makes me laugh. And then I'm going to put the sentiment there. So we'll glue those down if I can find my glue. I'm going to use the Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive Clear Drying Craft Glue. I like the nozzle on this one. I think it's good. I think I'll put that last because I know for sure where I want my characters. Can you see on here? But I'm not sure where I want to put the sentiment yet, but we'll play around with that. I really love this as a grounding element, using rice paper as a grounding element. You can use other things. I mean, you can just draw a line in to ground them, or you could use washi tape or other pieces of cardstock, whatever you want to do. But I just thought that was pretty, and it just was a coincidence that the colors of the rice paper inks kind of matched the background a little bit. So let's put that down. If I would rather have them upside down because they kind of look like, yeah, I'm going to put them upside down. I don't care. So the words are upside down, but I feel like the books look better in that configuration. It looks like that one should be on top, but maybe they've just stacked the books upside down. That happens in real life, doesn't it? Right, so we're going to put some glue on this one. Now these little whiskers, I'm going to try and just put little dots because I don't want loads of glue to squidge out. Same with the tail and the heels. I love art by Marlene. She's got the cutest characters. She's got a wonderful imagination to be able to draw these. Now look, see, I've bumped the glass. See where the eyes were? I've bumped it. So be more clever than me. Don't do that. Think ahead. I did not. They're still going to look shiny though. Look, you can still see. So when it dries, it'll still look nice. So I'm just using my tweezers because it's such a tiny, fine little line where those whiskers are. And then press those down. And same with the tail. Oh, so cute, cute, cute. I love it. And then where do we want to put this one? There, there, there. I think right there. Yep. Perfect. So really, because her eyes are going straight up, she could be reading this or she could be paying attention to the teacher who's being disrespectful and standing on the books. Such a cute little display. I love it. So hope you like it too. That's how I kind of think through my process of where I'm going to put things and the colors and so forth. So don't know. I hope that's inspired somebody to have a little go. Thank you. Bye-bye.